Welcome to the Merch Minds podcast, where we discuss everything about the Merch by Amazon business and the print-on-demand industry. Here are your hosts, Glenn and Yong.
Merch Informer is the #1 research program for Merch by Amazon. You can do niche research by BSRs, keywords, and even by merchant brand names at your fingertips. You can explore historical data to see exactly what strategies the top sellers are using to succeed. Merch Informer was designed to help streamline your research process and help organize your ideas. Head over to merchinformer.com for a free 3-day trial, and after that, it's just $19.99 per month. Use the coupon code MERCHMINDS for 15% off the entire order. Merch Minds podcast episode number 74. We're both wearing hats, and this is Yong. My name is Glenn. What's up?
Hello, sir. Senor Hats. We're both wearing hats because we both need a haircut. I'm in desperate need of a shave.
At least we have hair. That's good.
I'm looking shady.
Shady. You got that dog in the background?
I got my dog in the back. Yo, dude, go sleep in your bed, man. Whatever. I don't know, man. He's sleeping on the hard floor. Yeah. Hey, so let's see. I don't know how else to say this, man. Look, we've been okay. You know what? Let's just get right into it. So Glenn and I, unfortunately, this is going to be our last podcast, and I tell you why. Because with both our schedules, it's getting really difficult to get together on a weekly basis to record these. I mean, it seems like our schedule is all over the place with my day job, all my side hustles, and everything else that I'm doing. It's getting really difficult. And I know you and I talked in private, Glenn, and you were saying the same thing, you know, having to work for the family business and then your eBay hustle and YouTube. You know, you're doing, yeah, exactly. You're doing the monthly thing with Ken. So it's getting to the point where it's you guys obviously don't see what's going on behind the scenes, and but it gets really difficult to track each other down to do an episode every week. So this is going to be the last episode of the Merch Minds podcast. We will continue with the Facebook group. If you guys have any questions, message either of us, tag us. We'll still be around in the community. We just can't continue doing the podcast because it's just, again, our schedules are so busy. And it's sad because we've been doing this for about 1.5 years now, and I really enjoy doing it. Glenn's a good friend of mine. He's my brother. There's no beef, if that's what people are thinking. The only beef is the damn steak I'm going to eat tonight. But yeah, so I mean, that's really unfortunate. But Glenn, any words about that?
74 episodes in. I mean, it was a good run. The first merch podcast that I know of. I mean, Young's one who contacted me about merch making a podcast, and there was none out there at the time.
Exactly. Yeah. No, we definitely wanted to do the podcast. I wanted to do it because I'm not a YouTube guy, because I just don't want to spend too much time editing videos, and I thought the podcast would be much easier as a content creator and whatnot. So, but guys, the podcast, they'll still be online if you guys are getting into merch late. We do have 74 episodes you guys can listen to, and who knows, we might come back and do like a special episode every now and then, but as of today, this is going to be the last episode. We do have some closing comments, so please listen to the very end. We want to acknowledge some people, give out some special shout outs, but we're going to close out the podcast with a special guest. But as always, we'll get into our numbers and talk about some news and whatnot. Glenn, do you want to start with the numbers, or should I?
Go ahead.
Okay. I'm at the 2,000 tier. I've been uploading like a madman. I now have 610 shirts live. In the last 7 days, the numbers are slowly going up. I'm now over 100 shirts in sales for the last 7 days, 103 to be exact. Product purchases, $2,118.85, and my estimated royalties are $514.73. So
And
numbers are slowly getting, they're getting better.
you were at like 200 something the last time because you took that huge hit and now you're back up there.
What do you mean 200 something?
I thought you had like estimated royalties went all the way down to like $280.
No, it wasn't. No, it was never that low. I think the lowest it got to was about 400.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it never got down to 200. No.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to go back and listen to it then. I could have swore. All right, so my numbers: last 7 days, 143 products sold, and estimated royalties $491.01. And the last couple of days, I've been finishing like in the 500 range. So at the end of the day,
of every day, 500. That's $500 in royalties.
Yeah. So at the end of the day,
we're talking about $2,000 for the month.
Yeah,
approximately.
Mm-hmm. So if we keep that, I mean, I'm cool with the 2,000 with everything else that I'm doing, but just a matter of getting those numbers back up. I mean, 700, 800, of course, 1,000. Obviously, that would be ideal because you make 2,500 to 4,000 a month. Then that I think is like really, really good, comfortable. I'm like, all right, cool. But at this 2,000 point, I want to really get those numbers back up. So.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Okay. Not bad. Could be better for all of us. Let me ask you, man, you think there's some kind of a throttling still?
I think it's gotten better.
I know it's getting better. Amazon's claiming that nothing's going on. I don't buy it, but I don't know. I just wanted your opinion.
That day that we talked about, remember they had like that statement, remember, like customer orders or whatever?
Yeah,
that day I had like the lowest numbers. I think I had like 4 or 5 sales. And then
those rat bastards.
And then like 2 days later, I had like 30 something sales. And so obviously, like, I was like, all right, well, that's a huge difference. Like, how do you go from 5 to like 30? And then after that, it seemed like pretty consistent at like, 15 to 20 range. And then I was like, how does that work? So obviously we know they're probably getting better, but during that one point in time where everyone's like, what's going on here? It was just like super noticeable.
Yeah. That's cool, man. So we do have some an announcement that we're going to share with you guys. I'm sure most of you guys probably read this on the dashboard by now, but the wrinkle effect on your T-shirts now, they're adding that. Did you read that in the dashboard?
Yes, I did. You want me to read the little? It's only like what, 2 sentences?
Yeah, a couple of sentences. Yeah, go ahead and read it to us.
So yesterday, March 29th, to provide additional protection against the copying of your original artwork and to add a more natural look for your products, we are adding a wrinkle effect to product detail page sales images. Accounts will be enabled on a rolling basis starting today, and the effect will only be applied to new submissions and edits of standard fit T-shirts.
Okay, so that's good. That's good. It does help in discouraging copycats from copying our designs pixel by pixel. I mean, if you're I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. There are ways to still do it, but it does help, right? I mean, anything.
They're trying. They're getting there. It's helping.
Absolutely.
Right?
No, absolutely. It does work in our favor, though, right? So, thank you, Amazon, for adding that to our merch dashboard. Just want to get into a few topics here before we before we interview our guest for the final show. One thing I want to talk about was my email list. For those of you guys that don't know, if you guys want to join the Merch Minds Facebook group, we require that you guys provide an email address. And the reason why we do that is because, and we talked about this in the past, right? We had people come in and do stupid stuff about asking for money, selling some product and service that had nothing to do with merch. I remember just one lady just straight up said, "Oh, give me some money, and she has some perverted pictures all over the damn group.
I don't remember this.
Do you remember that?
No.
No, it was stupid, man. So anyway, so we're doing that now to eliminate, and for the most part, it's been really good. And I'm not gonna lie. Look, I have an email list. Okay, I send out emails and whatnot to promote products and services that I think will benefit you guys, and I get a little something out of it. You know, we've always been transparent with our listeners. I mean, the only reason people out there they're just gonna complain. One lady responded to one of my emails and she said that I stole her email address. How do I don't even know who she is. Okay. So how did I steal your email address? I have no idea who you are. I didn't even know you even existed. Okay. Up until that point. So I mean, here's the thing. Like, if you're signed up for the email newsletter and you guys don't like, there's a convenient unsubscribe button at the very bottom of the email. Just go ahead and unsubscribe. That's it. Okay. Uh, no, don't accuse me of stealing email addresses when I don't even know who you are. Um, let's see. Merch Dojo. There's been a lot of talk about Merch Dojo lately, man. And it seems like there's some people that are really upset. And you know what? I am a supporter of Chris Green. I support Chris Green and everything that he's done. I think, and this is just my own opinion. Okay, I don't know what Glenn thinks. We haven't even talked about this until now. But I think Chris Green is a valuable member of the merch community. He's always putting out great content. Um, so I support Merch Dojo. I will promote Merch Dojo. Again, if you guys don't like it, there's an unsubscribe button at the bottom of my emails. And it's as easy as that. But here's the thing. Chris has been, like I said, he's been a valuable member of the merch community. He provides value, but not just that. He's bringing on some big players, man. I mean, Ken Real is being featured in this course. Obviously, Neil Lassen, and I think Chris got some other players involved. So, I mean, the way I see it is this: look, if you guys don't like it, just don't buy it. Okay. People talk about, oh, I just hate being marketed to. Well, don't leave the house then. Okay. Because you're being marketed to 24 hours a day. Okay. Just stay in your house and don't leave, because everywhere you go, everything you do, you're being marketed to. Okay. That's all I have to say about that. You have any opinions on Merch Dojo, Glenn?
Not really. I mean, people have sent me messages, emails, and even on the live show on when was it? When me and Ken were on Wednesday, and someone was like, "What do you think about Merch Dojo?" And I was like, "I don't like. I've gotten emails, but that's just because I follow Chris Green, and without Chris Green, I wouldn't really have known about merch,
Exactly.
And I always talk about it, and we've met him in person. We've
He's a great
we've
guy.
talked to him multiple times. I mean, so anything like that, I mean, I really don't have anything to say because I really don't know about the ins and outs if the course is good or not. I don't really know anything about it. So I guess the only thing about it is, like you're asking me, I really don't talk about it because I really don't know much. So that's the only thing I really know is just that Chris Green is behind it. Other than that, I don't know anything
Yeah.
else.
Yeah. But I mean, with that said, I will say, again, Chris is a valuable member. He's provided nothing but value. Okay, and again, if you guys are one of those people that just don't like what he's doing, I don't understand what all the fuss is about. Just hit unsubscribe. Leave his Merch by Amazon Facebook group. Just, I mean, all this bitching and whining isn't going to get you anywhere. So enough about that. Let's talk about the Amazon and Printful integration. Um,
I saw
I
you
know.
posted something about that
Oh,
recently.
I know we talked about it about a week or two ago. Remember, I was saying,
Mhm.
man, I'm not getting any sales. I can't even freaking add my own products into my cart. So we found out. So this is Jeff Davidson and I. We found out if you're doing the Amazon and Printful integration, you cannot add your own product into your cart. Jeff had other people, like his friends, test it out.
Okay.
And they were saying, "Oh no, it works for me." So I think as a content creator, you can't add your own product into your cart. It does work. I've gotten a few sales, and like you said, I posted in our group. Um, and a lot of there's a lot of buzz right now. People are asking questions, and I think one of the more common questions was, how are you dealing with the shipping? So here's the thing, guys. Again, I'm not an expert. I just got into this, recently. Um, I didn't do anything as far as changing the shipping time. All I did was just hit sync from Printful into Amazon. I didn't change any of the, shipping dates or nothing. And when I did that, and then I was looking at the shipping and handling time on one of my products, it's like a couple of weeks, I think, at most. And that's more than enough time for Printful to fulfill that order within a couple of weeks.
Yeah,
I would say. So I'm not worried about it. So that's one of the more common questions that I was getting. But again, I think this is going to be huge. I think, in my opinion, I think once I scale the Amazon Printful integration, I think it has potential to be even better than Etsy.
Oh yeah, I mean totally.
That's just my opinion.
Especially the market that you have there.
The market, yeah. I mean, like I said, some of those shirts that I've sold already, obviously they have BSRs now, and so we'll see. I'll keep you guys updated on that. Let's see what else. What else are we gonna talk about? SoCal meetup next weekend. I will be in Los Angeles, Glendale to be exact. I'll be honest with you. I don't know if this meetup is open to the public. If you guys do want to go, go join the Amazon Merch California Edition Facebook group. All the information's in there. I'm not going to give out the details. If you guys do want to attend, just go ahead and join that group. But I wish everyone can attend so I can meet everyone, but that's not going to be the case. Let's see what else before we get into our main topic. eBay Open, man. Are you going?
Oh yeah, eBay Open. Yeah, definitely gonna go. And that's supposed to be in July. Yeah, July, like 23rd, 24th, something like that.
Man, that's gonna be hot. Vegas?
Oh, it's gonna be super hot. I mean, you better wearing those tank tops. You gotta get those guns ready.
Oh man, I'm walking around in my Speedos.
All right, now we're pushing it.
Huh? What do you think?
Now we're pushing it. You gotta get those little water guns ready, like these small little babies trying to get tank tops and try to get a nice little tan. Because it's gonna be insanely hot.
Yeah, I'm gonna consider going. For those of you guys that don't know, I do a little eBay. And the reason I wouldn't go is because I'm fully committed to merch right now. But again, I am doing a little eBay still, and I'll think about going.
Okay. Okay.
I'll let you know.
Your favorite town?
That place is a piss hole. No disrespect to my boy Ken, my dad Ken. Let's get into the show, the final show of the Merch Minds podcast. We have an awesome guest, Eric Rosner. If you guys haven't heard of him, I'm sure you've seen some of his videos. He does live Facebook videos where he does drawings and whatnot. Very talented guy, man. I didn't realize how talented he was until he shared his website with us, and his work is being featured all over the damn place. So we'll talk to Eric, and he'll share his story and his merch journey with us. All right, guys, we have another special guest. Every time we have a guest, they're always special, but this guest is indeed special. We have the very talented Eric Rosner. Eric, how are you?
Hello, sir. How are you?
We're doing very good, man. Hey, so go ahead and introduce yourself. Who are you, and what is your background?
Yeah, my name is Eric. I used to work at MTV, Nickelodeon, TV Land as an animator, designer, We did short form animations for a long time. If you remember Action League now, Angry Beavers, Ren Stimpy. I was lucky I was there in the golden age of Nickelodeon. It was a wonderful time. We were doing cool promos on Maya and After Effects and just coming up with cool stuff. It was a great time to be there in New York City. It was Times Square in the middle of everything.
Yeah, so you were like smack in the middle of all that busyness, huh?
Smack. I was there, man. It was wonderful. And
that's awesome.
It was a great time. Like Yo MTV Raps was going on. It was the '90s. I don't know.
Oh man, that was one of my favorite shows, man.
Remember,
Fat Five Freddy?
No, the wrestling show, with the claymation.
Yeah.
Celebrity Deathmatch?
Yeah, Celebrity Deathmatch. Yeah, it was awesome. Like, I didn't work on that, but I was there watching it, and yeah, it was MTV's golden moment. It was wonderful to be there.
I mean, I don't watch TV anymore, but the joke back then was MTV wasn't really MTV anymore because they went away from playing music videos and they had their own little shows and whatnot. So, but no, go ahead.
They started it off, man. I mean, if you remember, their biggest show was that Osbourne show. With Ozzy Osbourne. That was like one of the first reality shows that kind of like set the whole stage up. And then it was so popular, it just like, I guess, shifted their whole thing. I mean, because I think back then they didn't have to pay for the videos, and then as it got successful, they got to pay for the videos, and then I guess got too expensive and blah blah blah. But so they shifted to owning their own content, and I think that Osbourne show was one of the first reality shows.
No, they totally evolved, and they totally completely changed the whole music industry with the music videos, man. That was really unique. Yeah, but hey, we're obviously going to talk merch here. So Eric, we ask our guests, and you don't have to by any means answer any of these questions, but we always ask our guests, what tier are you on, and how are you doing as far as numbers and your royalties?
It's a sad story to tell, man. It's a sad story.
That's okay.
I'm at a tier 2000, but my sales are pretty pathetic, man. Very sad. It's like about 4 a week. It's sad.
4 a week.
Yeah,
okay.
It's really sad.
No, and that's fine. And here's the thing. Well, first of all, Clint, are you still getting a lot of messages?
Emails, messages. Every week I get them.
Mm-hmm. I think I got you beat, Dot, because I'm starting to get some crazy ass emails these days. But but Eric and I talk on a regular basis. We'll send messages back and forth on Facebook, and I follow him on Instagram, and first of all, I really encourage everyone else to go ahead and follow him as well, because he does some really good stuff. But yeah, but Eric had messaged me, and he's always asking me for some tips and advice.
Always,
and I'm like,
always. I ask everyone.
And that's cool, man. That's cool. I try to answer everyone's questions whenever I can. Sometimes they're quick and to the point, but I try and respond to all messages. But you were saying that you haven't had much luck, and we'll talk about it, right? And we'll get into that, and we'll talk about some of your strategies and maybe some of the things you can do better. But this is proof that merch is difficult, right? I mean, here we have Eric, who's freaking talented, right? I mean, the guy. I mean, Eric, I went to your website and I'm looking at some of your stuff. I mean, you've done work for celebrities. Your stuff is being sold in that one store. What is it? CB 2000 or something? What is that?
It's called CB2. It's
CB2.
It's like a hip version of. They actually started with pods back in the day. It's like a hip version of an art store for millennials. They would CB2 Crate and Barrel was like a bigger version of it, and so they started the small version. They sell furniture and art and pillows. So I got to work with them. I did wall art. I did pillows. I did shower curtains, and that was like print on demand back in the day. They would send all that stuff overseas. They'd print giant canvas. This is back in 2006, and blanks, pillows, and curtains, and they were charging like big bucks for it.
Yeah. But then, and I mentioned some of the celebrities. I mean, I'm looking at pictures of you and is that Alec Baldwin
Mr. Baldwin, very nice guy.
and then who's that other guy with the beard? I can't remember his name.
Jeff Bridges.
Jeff Bridges.
Ed Begley Jr. I did stuff for Dave Stewart of the Rhythmics.
Sure. And then looks like you did some work for the 420 magazine. That's okay.
That's right.
That's okay.
Right.
That's okay. It's all good. But yeah, so the point that I'm trying to make is Eric is very talented. He's he's commissioned to work for celebrities. He's been featured in stores and magazines and websites. So the guy's clearly very established and very well talented, but he's suffering on merch, and we'll get into maybe why he's suffering. Glenn, you got any questions for our superstar guest here?
I kind of want to ask, like, when did you start? How did you start getting into merch, and then kind of transitioning to your whole full story till where you're at now? And have you? I guess you said like for certain parts, ups and downs of merch throughout, I guess, to get to this point, if you could.
Yeah, well, I actually messed up because back when I was doing CB2 stuff, I got into, I wanted to make apps for the iPhone using my illustration, like kind of like innovative, kind of like interactive games. So I started to learn Xcode, and I was like doing all these codes because, like, App Store, going to do all the App Store stuff. And it was like, oh, shit, this is a lot of work. And actually, I got a letter where I saw merch back then, because back then they were catering just to App Store people, right, for their stuff. Mm-hmm. And I said, well, what is this? This is back 2006, and I signed up for it, but I I didn't, because I was App Store, and then I was trying to get into Shopify. Like, oh, Shopify, I was like, this will be it. And like merch, I don't know what the hell that is. And like Amazon, it's too confusing. I don't know. And then back in 2006 whatever it was, early days, whatever it was, not 2015 or whatever it was.
2015, 2016.
2016. So I ignored it, and I messed up because I was focusing on Shopify. This is going to be my thing. I'm making skull pillows. I can do this. I can do that. I can take over the world. And, that fell apart. But then I saw awesome Chris Green, Mr. Green, his video, and then I saw Mr. Glenn. I was like, oh man, I want to be that guy. And then
everybody wants to be like Glenn.
Everyone wants to be Glenn. Like he's got a nice smile. He's like doing this. He's selling stuff. I want to be that guy. And then so I realized, like, oh shit, I merch by Amazon. Because actually I got a letter that said, hey, you haven't used your merch by Amazon stuff. You're gonna get, we're gonna like discontinue. Like, oh shit, I better check it out. And so it was stalled, so I had to actually email them. It's like, hey, can I use this again? Because I hadn't used it like a year. But then I started to get into it. Like, oh man, this is like amazing. And like the whole idea of just selling stuff online around the world is so like, I love design stuff. I just love making stuff and just putting stuff on products and just selling around. Obviously you want to make the money. But just, if you could just like make stuff and put stuff on products and sell it around the world, even though I have such pathetic numbers, I thrill every time I sell something. It's like, I get giddy. Like, oh, some guy.
It's a great feeling, isn't it?
Someone just bought my thing. Like, I don't know who it is, but so the whole idea of selling online is just so exciting. And it's like, I'm trying to figure it out. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but I'm in it to win it, man. I just want to, I'm trying this, I'm trying that, I'm trying this. And I got to shout out to everyone in like wonderful merch community. Yeah. Like yourself included, and like wonderful RJ. That guy is amazing. That guy is epic. He just tells you everything he's doing. I mean, he is incredible. And that Matt guy and Chris Green and Mr. Matt guy. Yeah. They're all wonderful. I mean, really wonderful. I ask stupid questions like, hey, how do you do this? How do you do this?
No, there's no such thing as a stupid question. Seriously.
People just are like wonderful when they respond to it. And like, I really appreciate it. I just want it to work. I don't know if it's going to work. I'm going to definitely try to go for the gold, but it's a very fun, it's a very exciting thing about this possibility. And just, I just want to be in it.
Right. No, I mean, I think if you guys are doing your own design, like Eric said, when you do sell something that's your own creation. It does feel really good. So that's, I mean, if you guys never experienced it, man, I'm telling you, I know a lot of you guys are outsourcing your designs and whatnot, but if you do have an opportunity, I would really encourage that you guys try and learn design as much as you can, and because when you do sell something, man, it feels really, really good. I mean, it's, that's a project that you had worked on and you sold it. But but yeah, I mean, so we'll get into. Well, I mean, I'm by no means an expert in. I don't consider myself a guru or nothing, but I can maybe kind of give you some suggestions, and we'll get into that at some point. Um, but but now, are you following trends? And I think I know the answer to this because I've seen a lot of your artwork. Are you following trends or any of that stuff?
Yeah, I mean, I in New York when I was selling at CB2, I sold at MoMA too. I did this kind of like this niche, which was the Gilded Age of New York, and you've probably seen it. It's like 1880 to 1910, and it's sort of like I love history of cities. So I was trying to like, I lived in this really amazing part of New York where Tesla lived and Mark Twain would hang out and Edison did his projects. And it's like, like, oh, I love it. I love the history of cities. And so you would go to these buildings and like you'd feel like this essence of 100 years, and these people would hang out like you're just like, I'm just drawing all this shit. So it was sort of popular because people they like the history, they like the detail. So I was selling that for a little while. So I said, shit, can I say shit? It's okay, right? I'll put this stuff on a t-shirt. And like on the side, I hate t-shirts. I really don't like t-shirts. I like products. I like pillows, shower curtains, and cups, but t-shirts, maybe that's why I'm not doing so. I just hate t-shirts. It's just not my thing. So I like stuff that cuts off, because it's a little more interesting. Like I said, my thing is like phone cases. I really want to get into that. But t-shirts, like, I don't know, it's just you gotta. It's like a fair area. I don't know. Sorry, I forgot your question. Anyway, so yeah, I wanted to do kid stuff. So I was doing pigs. I was doing cute pigs. I did a lot of cute kind of like stuff for kids. That's the niche I wanted to bust into, but that hasn't happened. So sorry, long answer to your question.
No, that's fine. That's fine. But I mean, because well, it's hard to not do shirts because right now that's all that Amazon's doing right now. It's just apparel, really, and obviously the t-shirts are the best sellers. Glenn, if you have any questions, man, please by all means jump in, man. I don't want to carry the whole interview here.
I don't want to carry the whole interview.
Yeah, like this is like one of my. This is like a product I was selling. So this is like a mug I was selling for a while, and it's got this, like the Gilded Age in New York. This is actually 28th and Broadway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I mean, I do have some suggestions for you. So I would say try because like I said, I really do enjoy your work. I like your work. Now are you before I get into some recommendations? Are you strictly analog or digital or both?
I sketch everything on a book, like on my like sketchbook, and then I scan it into the computer.
I got you.
And then I use this. It's like Illustrator and Photoshop, but you could use a great program which I've mentioned a few times. It's called Adobe CC, and it's on your phone, and it will turn everything into a vector. Mm-hmm. So and it's really cool. Like here's my pug.
See, how cute is that, man? That's super cool.
Yeah, cute, right? Come on, it's freaking kid. It's a baby pug.
Yeah.
How could that not appeal to somebody? I mean, like a baby pug. It doesn't get any cuter than that. Look, I am the donut. That's going to be cool. I am the donut. What else do I got to? I don't know. It's just stuff.
And are you doing, I guess, like Etsy and some of the other platforms, or just mostly focused on the apparel part with Amazon?
Man, I've done Etsy for like freaking 8 years. I've never sold one single thing.
Get out of here.
8 years, man. 8 years. Not one thing. I don't know. I got my skull pillow on there now.
Okay, we'll talk about that here in a second. Okay, so I got some recommendations. Again, okay, please by no means, don't, this isn't. I'm not trying to.
Hey man, I'll take it. I'm open.
Embarrass you. This is just my own personal opinion. Again, I'm no expert, but I think like I really enjoy your work. But I think what you need to do really is number one, you should start following trends and maybe do seasonal stuff, right?
Right.
Because that's what a lot of the people are doing. Like people with no design background, that's what they're doing, and that's why they're making a lot of this money because they're following the trends. What's hot right now. What are some of the things that are selling? Like, yeah, the pug shirt is cute. I would buy it because I can appreciate the art. But most people, they want to follow. They're more interested in what's currently hot right now, right?
Right. Right.
So I would start following trends more, if you're not already.
Would you say like the example would be like when we had the live show with RJ, he was saying, he's like 500 shirts deep into like Cinco de Mayo shirts right now. You know what I mean? Like he's preparing for that and getting in that. Now, your artwork with something like that, that's something that someone like RJ wouldn't have anything to offer with your personalized artwork in that style, even though it's still based on the trend. How many, I guess, would you say, do you have any of those, or how many for St. Patrick's? Did you have a mix?
I was trying. I didn't do St. Patrick's. I did a lot for Valentine's Day. I did a lot for Cinco de Mayo. I did Cinco de Taco. I thought that was kind of cool. But then it's like a taco, with a margarita. It's like getting down with partying, It's Cinco de Taco. I mean, like, come on.
Have you sold any yet?
No. I don't sell shit, man.
Well, I tell you what, I think it's still a little too early. I mean, I think I sold maybe a couple of Cinco de Mayo shirts right now. So I think it's a little too early. But I think following trends, right? And from my experience, I find that holidays that has to do with drinking, those are the ones that sell the best, right? Cinco de Mayo, St. Patty's Day was huge. 4th of July. I mean, the list goes on.
Father's Day.
That's not a true. Mother's Day. Mother's Day is a damn drinking holiday, right?
I have a lot of. I do with I do the Gilded Age, and I also do flowers. So I do tons of flowers. I sell a lot of flowers on canvas. So I'm going to try to punch that for Mother's Day, and for spring, and for summer. And I really was trying to get into like kids market, like girl shirts, boy shirts. I have a lot of rockets, and I have a lot of boy stuff. So I thought maybe I could take that type of niche and kind of build a brand like a kid stuff. I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully it'll take off. I'm excited. Like I said, I mean, I think it's such a wonderful opportunity. It's just, like everyone says, it's so new. But I always get like, oh, there's like 12 trillion shirts or 90 million shirts now. It's like, how's it going to get down?
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, they just open it up. Like the more people every day is like, how many dabbing shirts can you put up there?
I can't stand those dabbing shirts anymore.
Yeah, it's
every time I see one, I want to just punch.
And it's the same thing. It's the same exact thing.
You got the Aflac duck doing the damn dabbing, and
it's the same exact shit, man. Just change it up a little.
Yeah, but no, you're absolutely right. I agree with you. But yeah, so I would say follow trends, do seasonal stuff. Now here's the thing. You have a very unique style, right? Are you putting everything under one brand name on merch?
I did for a while. I was like, I'm just gonna I'll make a brand, and like slap everything together. So I did one brand. I had like 40, 50 brands on there, and I sold a few. Then I was trying to do like a flower brand, and like a girl brand. So I have about, I don't know, like 20, 30 different brands.
Okay, because I think you have a very unique style. Like I said, no one's going to really copy you, and if they do, you have every opportunity to go after them. And obviously for the listeners, they can't see your artwork, so I would say go follow him on Instagram and whatnot, and you'll see exactly what the type of work that he does is really unique. It's really unique to what he does. So I would maybe put all that under your own brand. Again, if someone copies your stuff, man, you can, like I said, you have every right to go after them because your style is so damn unique.
Thank you. Yeah, so I think, I'm trying to, I'm experimenting with stuff. It's cool that I'm at this higher level, so it's cool that you can experiment, like try this, try that, and see what works. And some things do work, and I'll do that. I like doing, I really enjoy doing hand lettering. So that's sold like a few times. I really love doing that. Like I said, I was reading these success stories, and it's just so, I love to design, I just love making stuff. I love coming up with ideas, just like working on it and coloring it and putting it up there and see it up there and then see it on Amazon. Like, oh, wow, it's on Amazon for millions of people to see.
Exactly.
It's really, it's like, wow. I mean, and someone somewhere is wearing my stuff. I love that.
Yeah, absolutely. So I would say put everything under your own, because look, it sounds to me like you're as an artist, you're established, you have a following, right? I mean, you have celebrities, that knows your work. Put everything under your brand name. The Eric Rosner T-shirts or whatever, right?
Okay.
And then I would start marketing towards that. Okay, because like I said, your stuff is so unique. I wouldn't even worry about copycats. And then, like Glenn mentioned earlier, and I'm, like Glenn mentioned earlier, I would focus a little more on Etsy. Now, I know you said you haven't sold anything on Etsy. I'm curious, how many shirts do you have live?
I don't do anything. I don't do shirts because I told you I hate shirts. I do pillows. Because because I do stuff obviously with Printful, and it's just like a mess to like. I mean, that's why Amazon is so wonderful, because you don't have to worry about the sizing and all this crap on other platforms. Amazon does it for you. So I have pillows, phone cases, and shower curtains, and what else do I have? Some other things. And mugs too.
Okay, so here, and this is obviously with a Printful integration, correct?
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Okay, so I know you want to stay away from the shirts and whatnot. I would really recommend that you put stuff on shirts as well, because those are probably going to be your best sellers. And I'll tell you why. At least from my experience with the Printful Etsy integration, I do the same thing. I have T-shirts, hoodies, sweaters, not sweaters, sweatshirts, mugs, and all that. But for some reason, the apparel always sells the most. So if you want to see some significant results, I would say, look, do the pillows. I mean, keep doing all that, but I would say put the same designs on apparel, and I can almost guarantee you that you'll see some results.
I've never tried. I've only done shirts on Amazon. I've never done it on anything else.
Do both. I'm telling you, and you'll see some results. And like I said, I mean, and that's what Etsy is for, right? It's for people like you who do unique work, right? So I think you'll see some real good results on. In fact, I won't be surprised if you do better on Etsy than on Amazon, right? As of now.
They certainly have, they have a great app. They show you all where your socials coming from. Great analytics. It's a joy to use.
Mm-hmm.
If it took off, it'd be pretty cool. But yeah, like I said, I've never tried it on shirts. But all right, I could definitely give it a try. I mean, it's easy to set up.
And so how many shirts do you have live on merch?
I have 1,200.
Nice.
Oh, nice. That's a good. And what about, I mean, for some of the advice out there for some people that are like stuck in the 10 tier. So how did you bust out of 10, 25 and eventually get to, where you're at now to 2,000?
Yeah. When I signed up in August, and I was doing, this guy in New Jersey was doing like a political rally. Mm-hmm. And I knew him.
Was that Anthony from the Jersey guy? He's doing politics now.
No, maybe soon. He definitely would be good. They were doing they were doing some political rally, and this guy, he liked my flower shirts, so I just busted out a whole bunch of flower shirts, and it was all private links. So I sent him the sample, and those are selling. Yeah, those are selling really well. And then I did a lot of Amazon giveaways. I thought that was cool, and it was taking off for a while. It was doing pretty well, and then that sold for a while. But then kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of like stopped in November. October was like worst months, and then December did pretty well, but it kind of sunk after that. Didn't do that great.
So it's kind of like a mix of doing the giveaways, the private links, and just kind of everything kind of built up, and then you saw the tier ups happen.
Yeah, and some other stuff, but I can't talk about that. But some other stuff happened, but I'm still new to it, so I have to figure it out.
And how are you playing the numbers game to get to 1,200? Like, because that's a lot. I mean, a lot of people that don't only have maybe like 200-300 shirts. How are you doing the numbers game to crank out so many
designs?
Yeah.
Oh, I have thousands of.
I was going to say, you probably have thousands of sketches that you've done over the years.
Thousands and thousands and thousands of. Thousands. I mean, I could do like, yeah. I mean, the only problem. I mean, it's just slow to upload because you got to wait like maybe like it's like 5 minutes per upload because it's like it takes a while to. And then the keywords too. Like I don't even know what I could just do stuff all the time. It's like, are these working? I mean, I just now I just put in anything. But yeah, I have tons and tons. I have thousands of designs, so that's no problem.
Are you loading them, uploading them onto the standard, the premiums, the sweatshirts, the hoodies, the long sleeves?
Now I'm just doing standard. I was doing hoodies, but I haven't sold any hoodies. No, I'm sorry, long sleeves. I've only done a few hoodies. I haven't sold any of those, but I don't know. I'm just doing standards right now. So see if anything takes off.
Okay. I think I know what's going on there.
Okay.
Eric, you need to start. See, I was in the same position as you back in November, December, right?
Yeah.
And then no, it was probably earlier. When was that, Glenn? September that we went to Seattle?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in Seattle. I was doing the same thing as you, man. I was just putting all my stuff on standards, right?
Yeah.
And then a very nice lady by the name of Debbie gave me a huge pep talk about no, you put the same damn design on standards, on premiums, on long sleeves, on hoodies and sweatshirts, and if they don't sell after 90 days, you just re-upload them, right? So I think so I would, because in December, if I hadn't done that, my numbers would have been horrible, right?
But why do you think you got success? Putting on the extra products,
because you're giving them variation, right? Not everyone likes the standard T-shirts. Some people see the word premium. I'll spend the extra $3-4 to get a premium T-shirt, right?
Maybe
Some guy could be in Alaska where it's 20 degrees cooler. I need a sweatshirt. I really want that in a, or I want that in a hoodie, right? So you got to give the customers a variation, dude. I'm telling you right now on Etsy. My best seller, I swear to God, it was probably a tank top during December.
Yeah, right? I think tank tops would be. I mean, I like tank tops.
So don't let the hoodies and all that. I mean, upload it on all those, right?
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I'll try it. Definitely try it.
Oh man, don't try it. Do it. Just do it. You can do it. Who was that old Russian gymnastic teacher? You can do it.
No, my wife is Russian. Just like, do it. No.
Have your wife give you a pep talk. You can do it.
She'll hit me. Yeah.
This is kind of a little bit away from merch, but I want to know how you got into like the Nickelodeon MTV stuff. I mean, was this out of school and you?
That's a cool story. Yeah.
I was out of school. I don't want to date myself, but I guess I will. But this is back in the 90s, man. Back in the 90s. And at school, I went to Arizona State, and they had a great architecture school. They had like all the Macs. They had like $10,000 scanners. Can you believe it? $10,000 scanners. And I just love it. And super paint. And they didn't even have Photoshop. I just really date myself. They didn't even have Photoshop, man. It was like all this freehand and other stuff. And so I was doing advertising, and I got rejected from this job at school. I said, "Oh, damn it!" So I decided to do this cartoon called Dot Boy, and I was doing this cartoon, and it was basically because I was pissed at my school because all this stuff was going on, and it was sort of like my angst in a cartoon. And so it was called Dot Boy, blah blah blah, and I wanted to get an advertising. And I was sending out stuff to New York and Boston. And my mom, believe it or not, she said, "You know what? I think you would do well on MTV." I said, "Okay." So I put in a package of cartoons and all that stuff, and I sent it off to them, like blah blah blah. And they called me, said, "Well, we love your stuff." Like, okay. So I flew out to New York, and I was trying to be like animated, like and it was because I knew the computer too. They were using old school stuff, like Ruby lifts and cutting stuff out. All the designers were old school. No one used computers.
Have you ever done that, Glenn?
No.
Cutting this stuff out? Oh yeah, I had to do that.
Yeah, there's mailing stuff out. And and they all hated me because like, no one wanted to do the computer. I thought that was bullshit. Like, but you know, like it was sales and marketing. So I got into that, and then I actually sold my Dot Boy to Nick Jr. to Nickelodeon, Nick.com as their mascot. There was like this one, Nick.com came out because it was Dot and Dink.com, and from then it was just After Effects came out, and I just love technology. I love 3D. And Nickelodeon was kind of like just starting up then, and we're doing stuff in digital and animation. So I was there at the right time in the right place to work on like digital stuff. And hey, we could do this, we could do that, and everyone wanted innovative, make cool shit. I said okay, so we're just making cool shit. And I was there at the right time, right place, because no one was using computers at the time, and I was using Macs, and you can do this, saving them money, and like that. That's the short answer.
Yeah, no, that's a cool story. Man.
Did you work on any of the show like Doug or Rugrats or Rocko's Modern Life or any of those?
We did all the promos for that. We did the promos, so it's sort of the stuff like coming up next. I don't know if you remember. There's like a bee that I did and a hand, and like I said, Action League now. Da 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 da. That. And what else did I do? All the promos of stuff coming up. Ren and Stimpy, we did this. Like I said, it's like 30-second stuff. Up next, coming up next. Don't stick around for this. And we did some opens, and then Nick Jr. and then Nick at Night, which is pretty cool. That was old shows, and we did. That was really fun promos to work on. I did. I don't know if you remember. It was the Roseanne bot. So she was a Roseanne because Roseanne was on Nick at Night.
You talking about Roseanne Barr?
Roseanne, yeah, it was called Roseanne, but I did Roseanne Bot. She was a robot.
What the hell?
Yeah, it was a promo. Like she was Dan, she was a robot. She was.
I don't remember that at all.
Oh, and of course you remember. It was the bear who loved Kimmy. You know that one? I don't know if you remember that. It was like Full House, and that kid. I don't know if you remember this episode. She was Kimmy. She hated everything. I don't know. It was an innovative thing. And at TV Land, we would do that too. So TV Land was like Nick at Night, but it was 24/7. So once again, we did all the promos and After Effects and Maya, and I love that stuff. So.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
What do you think was kind of like the fall of like Nickelodeon? I mean, I don't know if. I think that was probably like you talked about the glory times of Nickelodeon, and then I think. I mean, SpongeBob still had, of course, like a lot of people and all that, but after that, I kind of just didn't really see a lot of people talking about it as maybe. But
well, because Disney had their own channel, Disney Channel came up, and then they were kind of like battling, and then like I don't know, I thought the stuff on Disney Channel was horrible compared to Nickelodeon. Nickelodeon was kind of fresh and like bad kid, a little more attitude, and Disney was like, just. I don't know. I didn't like it. But, they spent more money, I guess, and like Nickelodeon kind of like, I guess they're still doing well, but I think Disney kind of like kicked their ass. And then there was Noggin and Nick Jr., and that was like preschool. We did that stuff as well. And Noggin was like kind of like a spin-off of Nickelodeon. And it was all kids programming. It was very innovative, very fun.
I didn't realize there were all that channels. See, here's the thing: like, I don't watch television. I haven't owned a television in over 20 years, and
that's the problem. No one watches TV.
So I didn't realize there were all those channels. Did you, Glenn? Like, I never even heard of Noggin until just now.
Oh yeah, well, it's all owned by
Noggin, yeah.
Yeah, Viacom owns all of it. It's and then what else do they own? Tons of channels.
Let me ask you this question: what about during the time? Did South Park technically change stuff? Like when you were working and you first saw it, and like,
yeah, I was actually this guy who was a friend of mine. He worked at VH1 because South Park was on Comedy Central, which is owned by Viacom, and he showed me that first one where the Santa Claus versus Jesus, and I was like, what? Because I was doing cartoons too. I was trying to plug my own stuff, and then like it was really rough and raw. And, it just exploded, it's like so popular. And once again, that was like, MTV back then, MTV would really Viacom punch out these really innovative shows like South Park and the Osbournes and Yo MTV Raps and that Celebrity Deathmatch, really cool stuff, this innovative things. It was such a glorious time because they would do all this amazing and then would, take it to the top. And I don't know why and then even remember Liquid TV? That show was awesome. You ever watch that show?
Liquid TV. I think I might have heard of it. No, I think
that was. Yeah. Well, Ren and Stimpy back in the day, they really saved animation because before then, animation was like Ren and Stimpy started the whole revolution for animation back in '92, and because animation was like not that interesting and it was just boring. But then the kind of like the abstract kind of characters and the wacky storylines, Ren and Stimpy kind of like pushed that into overdrive, and that's still to today. It's really because animation was not really that innovative back then, and Nickelodeon just like Rugrats and Doug, and then like the Rocko's Modern Life, Angry Beavers.
Mm-hmm. I remember. Was it the Animaniacs? Only because my ex was really into that.
Yeah, Animaniacs was. I forget what channel that was. A Nickelodeon.
Yeah, that was like on WB or something.
Yeah, WB.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But Rugrats did best, was our best show, and Angry and what else? That's the other one. Rocko's Modern Life was very popular, and Doug was pretty popular.
Yeah,
and it was cool.
That's cool, man. That's cool. That's a cool story, man. Thank you for sharing.
Hey, no problem.
But yeah, no, hey, I encourage all the viewers on Glenn's channel and the listeners on the podcast. Go check out Eric. I'll have everything in the show notes. I'll have your website, your Instagram, your social media and whatnot. But go check out his work. The guy's super talented. But again, it just goes and shows you that merch isn't as easy as some people say it is. I mean, it does require some work. I mean, here we have Eric, who's super talented. Eric, let's do something here, okay? How about you give me like 2 or 3 of your designs? Let me upload them.
Sure.
Okay, and let me upload it the way I want to upload it, and I'll do all the keywords, and then maybe after 90 days we'll see what kind of results we get, and then we'll have you back on the show.
That's great.
But I don't want you to stop uploading yourself. I'm just you do it your way, and then like I said, send me a couple.
That sounds great, man.
I'll upload it and do it my way, and then we'll kind of compare and see what went right and see what went wrong.
That'd be amazing. I would love it.
I will say though, if I do sell any, I'm keeping the royalties.
Hey, man, if you're selling them, then you're doing something right. So it's like, okay, it's cool. I would love that. Like, cool, it's working.
Absolutely. But hey, you live in Los Angeles. You said you live near UCLA. I'm gonna be in Los Angeles, Glendale, to be exact, next week. Are you gonna come out for the meetup?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to come out. It would be cool. Amazing to meet RJ and Matt. I gotta say, RJ is that guy. Watching that guy is just genius.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you this incredible. Right now. Don't mention that name on the show ever again. No, you know what? He's a great friend of ours, and we were on his show earlier in the week, and we had a blast.
He's amazing, man. The stuff that he gives out, the tips. That guy is incredible. I love watching his story. I mean, he's a genius.
No, he definitely is a genius, and he's a hardworking individual, and we love RJ. Definitely. I give him a hard time, but here's the thing, man. I always tell people, if I don't make fun of you, it's because I probably don't like you. So if I do make fun of you, it's because I like you. So obviously RJ is a good friend of ours. I'm always picking on him. But yeah, so let's catch up next week. I'll give you an opportunity to buy me a nice beer, a nice cold glass of beer, and we can definitely talk then.
That'd be great, man. Thank you so much for having me on the show, and also to Glenn. Thank you for giving me tips back in the day when I was first starting. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for coming on. It was cool, and I love the stories too. The TV Nickelodeon stuff. Awesome.
No MTV raps, man. How cool is that, man? Dude, awesome. That's the golden age of hip hop.
Golden age.
Mumble crap, mumble rap, whatever the hell you call it these days. But yeah, man. Hey, send me over a couple of designs my way.
Okay.
And, we'll try and get you some business.
That'd be great, man. Thank you so much.
All right. Great episode with Eric. What you think?
I just love the whole story about him working at MTV and the whole Nickelodeon thing.
And you can see the excitement, right? Like every time he was talking about you see the excitement. Good for him, man.
It also goes to show you during that time, like creating something and then mailing it and getting a response from them for him to go over there.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a special talent for them to be like, oh, we like what this guy's doing. Let's bring him in.
Yeah, and again, if you guys want to see some of his work, we'll have everything in the show notes. Guys, final episode of the podcast. We did tell you guys to listen in to the very end. we do want to talk to you guys and acknowledge some people. One thing I will say is April Fools. You guys have been had. That was an April Fool's joke, man. We ain't going nowhere, man. We're here. Where are we gonna go?
We got the next episode already. We're already gonna film for the next one.
Yeah, man, that was an April Fool's joke. We had you guys, huh? What do you think?
I think we had them because it was a day late.
Yeah,
April 2nd.
Hey, man.
Hey, good enough.
That was fun, huh? That was fun, huh? Come on.
I think they listened to the full thing just because they wanted to know you're gonna.
Like, oh, what's going on, man?
No.
Is there beef between Glenn and Yong?
What are they doing?
What are they doing, man? Nah, man, guys, look, we're not going anywhere. That was my clever April Fool's joke that I wanted to do, pull on you guys. So, but no, seriously, no, we do appreciate you guys listening.
Seriously, don't go away.
Don't go anywhere. Don't unsubscribe. Seriously, just stay put. Okay, stay put. But yeah, thank you, Eric, for being on the show. Eric didn't even know we were going to do this. He's probably listening, being like, "What the hell, man? That's the last episode."
I was on the last show.
So no, that's funny. But yeah, so a lot of things going on in the merch community right now. So, guys, if you guys have any questions, contact me and Glenn. Glenn, where can they find you?
Email me, hustlerhacks1@gmail.com. Merch Minds Facebook group, it's free. And here on the Hustler Hacks YouTube channel.
And you guys can email me at yong@geekhustle.com, Facebook group, and Instagram whenever I'm on there, just whatever. You guys know how to find me, okay?
Whatever.
Okay, guys, we'll see you guys next week. We're gonna record next week's episode next. So,
so we're not going away.
Yeah. All right, guys. Bye.